Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you were already a subscriber. I know quite a few people have been hopping on in the last couple weeks. I know planner season is hot right now, so I kind of expected that. But if you happen to be here for Project Life, you're in for a treat because today we are doing week 14, which is pretty comical because you're going to see me accidentally do week 13 on the title card, and I didn't catch it until literally the video was already in editing. So I never changed it in any of the editing process. So it says week 13. Obviously, all I did was go back and just change that 3 to a 4. It happens. And it was funny because I kept referring to it as 13 in my planner as well. So I don't know, my brain just was wired to say 13. I don't know. So these thickers that I'm using are from Tuesday Morning. They are called Delight though. So Delight is the name of the thickers if you try to go on a hunt for them. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I got them at Tuesday Morning back in the day when Tuesday Mornings used to have an amazing craft collection. If you're not familiar with Tuesday Morning, it's just a chain that's available here in the States. I do know that a couple of you guys are watching from overseas at this point, so sorry. Sorry on all counts, because you actually can't really get much of anything craft related at Tuesday Morning anymore, it appears. But moving on to other product. So I'm kind of continuing on with my printable binge, and that's going to kind of continue honestly all the way through the next couple weeks. Just because of the fact that obviously I'm obsessed with all the new printables. If this is your first time watching a video from me, then you don't know that I got in way over my head. Well, I did okay. With the Studio Calico birthday sale and bought a bunch of printables. I bought over 50. They were $1 and everything was 15% off, like your total purchase beyond that. So totally went ham. No regrets. So as a part of that, I did get a lot of labels. So that's kind of been my thing lately. Just like stamping my own little word snippets was kind of my thing a couple weeks ago. I think that's what's so great about crafting is you really do go through full-blown phases of things, just like anything else. You get really obsessive, at least I do. I get really obsessive or excited about a particular style or tool. Like lately, I feel like most of my spreads have been really simple. I feel like I've kind of got like a formula down with, I kind of look at labels and structures of that before anything. So I lay my photos out. I work on labels so that I'm not too label heavy because I have that tendency to want to journal about every single thing. And I'm really enjoying the use of like filler cards, like that Currently card was really nice. I would normally use Kristen Tweedell's list, which if you're not familiar with her, she runs Crafty Ass Female and Awesome Ladies Project. You can find her at RU Kristen is her handle on Instagram, and she's phenomenal. But she has a Currently list that she goes through every Monday, or that's her theme. A lot of people do theirs on Thursday as well as part of their Thursday 3. So whatever your preference is. But this is not her list. It just happened to be a Currently card that I had, and I wanted to use it because it just fit really well with the page. Again, I do not know specific collections because I printed so many cards. But I can guarantee they're all from Studio Calico for this particular spread. I say that we're continuing with the printable trend, but when we switch over to the second spread, which there are 2 for week 13 and 1 12 by 12. Again, not week 13, week 14. So week 14 has 2 pocket page spreads, 1 12 by 12. So just to clarify that. With this spread, I'm obviously utilizing the printables, and then on the second spread, I actually dug into my stash a good little bit and used one printable card. But anyway, so we can talk about what's going on a little bit, and I'll kind of talk a little bit more about product too. So all of the little chipboard pieces, like the and, the favorite, and the love, are all from my stash. They are old Mambi chips. If you've been around long enough to know that before Happy Planner was a huge deal, me and my big ideas, which it still is a big idea, or a big thing, it was a company that created Happy Planner. So before that, they did lots of little chipboard pieces and fun stuff like that. So I'm trying to get them out of my stash. It will take me an eternity because it's not always my style. I have to kind of be in the mood to use them. And I have so much other chipboard from Ali Edwards and Citrus Twist that's hard not to reach for those first. So I'm challenging myself to keep them handy so that I can kind of punch through them. As far as word phrase stickers, they vary from all over the place. Most of them come from Citrus Twist, but I'm also just trying to get through older ones, and I just kind of keep a pouch of all these kind of goodies underneath my desk. And then I've lately been keeping like a bucket off to the side that's got all of my subscription kits from kind of that time frame. So like right now my bucket has April for sure. It has, I think May is in there and March too, just because it's all kind of that spring look that I would want to start pulling from. So it'll be nice to have those handy as I go through the next couple weeks of spreads. In this spread, I also did a really cool thing with that smile camera at the bottom over the printed card. I just cut out the smile camera from another card. That's all I did. And then I used some foam to bump it up. I think it's much easier to cut into a pocket card when it's a printable. You're not as scared. And I think I'm really enjoying that aspect of printables as well. I'm not scared to mess up anything as much, and I'm really enjoying that freedom because I know that it'll eventually like help shake off nerves when it comes to using the actual kit items sometimes that I tend to hoard. So that's a little tip for you. Again, I know I've kind of been preaching the printable lifestyle in the last video I did as well. But that's just kind of embracing that it's a good way to get into scrapbooking without a lot of commitment and expense. So if you're getting started, that's such a really fun way to get started. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on in this spread. So that first row, obviously, I've got a quiche and a pie. I actually made the dough from a kit, and it was still like scratch-ish. I'll put it that way. Like it was not a pre-made dough. I had to actually make the dough, let it sit, do all the little pearls of butter, all of that. And I think it was the most incredible pie and quiche I've ever made. It was life-changing. And big shout out to my mom's coworker, Ben, who gave me eggs so that I could have a most delicious quiche. That was homemade, just as close to like all the way from scratch as you can get. So worth it. I was still obsessing with pasta salad. Such a really just low budget thing to love. It's like boxed macaroni and cheese. Like sometimes you just gotta love the cheap stuff sometimes. But the Hidden Valley Ranch pasta salad for some reason was just my thing at the time. And then I had to go and add the Zaxby's boneless wing. So it was like the elevated chicken tenders and macaroni combo, and I was loving it at the time. Another really cool thing that happened was that my Smooth Sticker Shop order, that's hard to say, had finally come in. They're a small sticker shop out of the UK, and they are fantastic and the cutest little cat stickers. Looking back, I kind of wish I would have used one of the stickers on there or something like that, but I feel like it would have looked a little strange as well. So I just like the really simple card it turned out to be. Obviously, there was a cute picture of Binks. I know I've got to hurry up and talk about the spread I'm actually on now. My 5 things from the week were obviously about the crust and the wings and my stickers. And my friend Jordan had surgery. It was not a huge invasive thing. He was fine, but he did snap a very silly selfie. And of course, I had to save it and put it in there. And then I went to camp. So camp is what we call my boyfriend's family's property in South Georgia. It's actually about 30 minutes from my hometown. I have to literally pass my grandparents' house, like in at least their exit, to get there. So anytime that I go, I have to drive separately anyway. So I am back in time for Banks, so that I can give her medicine and all of that and make sure she's good to go. So I always drive separate now. And that gives me a great opportunity to stop at her house, which was lovely. It was still pretty cold because this is like very early April. And so sometimes it can be really hot and sometimes it can be really still quite chilly. So this weekend it was quite chilly. I don't have the temperatures written down anywhere. I wish I had, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun. So we had fires going, of course, and it was just absolutely beautiful sunny skies. And we rode around in the golf carts and drank wine and bourbon from the bottle. It was fantastic. And then we very much all needed coffee the next morning. So really, I just enjoyed taking a bunch of the nature pictures. One of my favorite things truly was just riding around in the golf cart at the golden hour. It was just absurdly beautiful. It was like the most beautiful golden hour you could hope for. And I got to take some really cool selfies, which was really nice. And my tongue was already purple from the red wine I was drinking. So it was a good time already. Some cute things that I did through the spread was do those cute little kind of stitch outlines around the deer and the XO. I thought I really liked those probably the best. As far as where everything came from, so that Weekend Adventures is a printable card, but the other 3 are actually from a cut apart page that I had in my stash. I believe this is from the Bloom collection, which is so old for Maggie Holmes. It's so old, and it was hanging out in my stash. And so I just thought it was so perfect. It had like those soft greens and the pinks, and it was just girly enough. I love the picture I took of the sky as well. Originally, it was either a shot that was that or one that kind of looked over all the trees. And since I already had like the view of where they cleaned up the shoreline, I really wanted to I had been wanting to do a title card kind of like that for a while. And so I really just wanted it to be super clean, super simple. And the Weekend puffy word phrase is actually from a Citrus Twist set that I've been trying to break into, but I always struggle with. I struggle with the gold more than anything because even though I love my little gold stars as confetti, it doesn't always work to have big gold phrases on my stuff. And then from there, I really just dove into my Maggie Holmes stash, both the Bloom stuff and the original sticker book that they came out with, just to kind of start fitting everything together. I did make my own little word phrase sticker to say bundle. I just had one from a Citrus Twist stamp set, and I just stamped it out on a piece of cardstock and cut it out and called it a day. It was super easy to do. All of the labels are obviously printables. And I'm trying to think of any other product before we get too away with ourselves, but that's really what it was. It was really a good week for me to kind of dive back into the older product. I do get excited, obviously, like I said before, with the new stuff. And so I have to challenge myself every couple spreads to say, hey, hang on, go dig out the stuff that you never touch and let's be excited about it again. Especially if I've had to step away for a little bit, it's really easy to dive back in and say, oh, that's right, I'm trying to get through this. So that's another thing about building a kit. I haven't done a video like that in a while. I did them for the weekend or for Week in the Life and Day in the Life. Day in the Life is probably the most cohesive series of them, only because all of it's now done and out. Week in the Life is still quite a few spreads away, and it's going to be really convoluted when I get there because I really did not have a good week that week. It was a crazy week, and my ABC method did not go according to plan. So we'll see what happens when we get there. Try not to stress about it too much. But just to quickly touch on upcoming videos in the last couple minutes that we have here. So we've got the pocket pages, and then right after that, of course, I'm going to show you guys the 12 by 12. So that'll be the next upload. And then we're going to go into plan with me videos. And then we'll kind of come back for a sec, maybe dependent on how my shipments are coming in and when everything gets here. At this point, my Hobonichi has not shipped yet, but it will be shipping soon, according to the email that I got. And those videos will come out kind of back to back to back, where I'll show you the JetPens order, the Hobonichi order. Then we'll start getting into kind of setup stuff. We'll break for a little bit and then come back like kind of at the end of the year to show you what the final, like, hey, this is what 2023 is going to look like. So as far as Planner Babe stuff and setups for 2023, that's coming, but I'm, at the mercy of shipping at this point. I know I've talked about it already, but I am going on vacation the first week of October, and I am endeavoring to have content already pre-filmed. I'm kind of good on my schedule, which I'm really proud of, so that shouldn't be a problem. But as always, if you guys have questions or anything, drop them below. Descriptions are just... I don't even want to talk about it. But if you guys have a question, let me know. And if you have a suggestion for a video, let me know. I'm always happy to hear that. Again, thank you all so much for the support you give. Welcome to all the newbies. I appreciate you guys just for hopping on and staying with us. And I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe and getting excited about fall vibes, because I sure am. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.